Assam really took me by surprise. You think you have an idea of what India is like, but Assam is totally different. At a merging point between Bhutan, Burma, Bangladesh, and the main body of India, Assam has become somewhat of a combination of each one of these nations. We arrived in Kokrajhar around the middle of my trip, a dusty city filled with narrow streets and surrounded by stretching cowfields. By this point, I had started to get used to life on the road in Assam, but took notice to how quickly cultures changed as we moved around. Large tribes inhabiting specific areas of each state each have their own customs, language, and signature appearance or colors. In Kokrajhar, we were to meet up with Bijit Basumatari. He's an organic tea grower who's been selling his tea through Level Ground Trading, a Canadian fair trade company. We stayed with Bijit for a few days and got to experience a little bit of his world, his trade, and his family. We were lucky enough to have some time to sit down with him and chat about what his thoughts were on tea in Assam.
My name is Bijit Basumatari, and I'm working on the tea of myself, especially organic I'm developing. Like if we go for organic, it helps for maintaining of environmental aspects, especially ecological balance and imbalance, and definitely it will have for maintaining of climate change and all that. That's why I'm interested in. The tea industry was bad in 10 years back, but now it is picking up. And I particularly belong to Assam, India, and Assam is the highest producer of tea in India. And India is the second largest producer in the world. So trend is picking up, and the better prospect is there in tea and all that. And at the same time, if we can produce like organic, now most of the people they have become health conscious, and I hope there will be better scope of marketing of organic tea. Yeah, tea is done scientifically, and it's a long sustainable resources for the livelihood. That is why if we have proper education like plantation, the pruning cycle, and management, that is very much important for educating ourselves if we are in tea sector. And tea is something labor intensive, and we should know how to involve the labor carefully. That also we need some educations, so that we can manage our workers in a proper way, and a good relationship with the workers and all that. Unless we have better education, it will be a bit difficult to work with the illiterate people also. No, actually, tea was dominated by the certain corporate actually, but now we are small tea growers, the small farmers. We have some education about plantation, but still we don't have about manufacturing, the quality parameters and all that. So I feel that still we are not better informed in terms of quality parameters and all that. So it requires a lot to learn, and we must inform to the consumers that which is good or which is not good. And we find a lot of teas in the market, and most of the people in India, they know what is city tea only. They don't know black tea or green tea and some other specialty tea and all that. So we need to explore a lot to the customers. Yeah, like fair trade, we didn't have idea, but through one NGO, what is called Patrick Ground, we have come to know that the level ground trading, they're doing the business through fair trade. So it is, yeah, I have talked about the workers' relationship and all that. Yeah, it is okay if we go through fair trade, that at least workers that are getting some benefit through the margin of the companies they are selling our teas and all that. I think it is encouraging for us to go through fair trade and all that. I think it is encouraging and it will be flourishing if we can go organic, because tea cannot be grown everywhere. This is very sensitive. It needs certain suitable climates and all that. That's why tea has a better prospect, better and better prospect. I like to produce black tea and green tea, but by looking the interest of the customers, I want to go for some blending with like spices or some other. I want to blend with some other flowers and all that, so that people they can attract, and so that my tea can be admired by the customers and all. I like music, especially dancing and all that. And along with it, I like to go for some charity works for the underprivileged people. If I get the profit margins and all that, I want to donate to other people also. Yeah, this is really interesting for me. Like in our area, most of the people they live in the village, and most of the family they have a certain area of land where they can grow tea organically, and tea is nothing but a long sustainable resources, and especially if we can grow tea in our families and all the family members they can involve, like for working in the garden, plucking or processing and all that. All of us can involve, and if we can sell tea to outside, at least the family will be getting income. They can generate income. Once they get income, the thinking of the family will be different. They will be thinking the future of the children, and they will think the education of the children. So definitely I believe that it will be very interesting to generate our income and grow our people and get better education and improve our living standard. So I want to send this message to our people like this. Actually, before I had no idea about the tea standard, but after doing it myself, I came to know that this black orthodox is the best one for me. I like to have every morning with milk and the family, and little bit green tea and all that.